So in this video, I found a video on my computer from about a year ago, which just so happened to be an interview for the Cabin and or Feast. If you're wondering why I find this so cool, that's because this video was taken from a year ago. So without further ado, let's look back on this interview.
Welcome to the interview. Oh yeah, I'll
Really?
the cabin.
Yeah, and after I'm done talking about my stuff, you're gonna ask me questions about Feast, and I'm gonna say, hell no, you can't know about that stuff, it's top secret. Okay, so, I don't know if this was already asked, but what was the inspiration behind Cabin? Oh wait, yeah, you already got asked that, but I'm still gonna ask it again, because I'm still curious.
Alright. Big fan of Friday the 13th one, you like it, it's fun to do, or it was at first, now it's starting to like lose its charm, but still, like, you know, it's still fun to do.
Are you thinking of adding any more characters to the story?
To be honest, a couple are gonna appear in the Cabin 4.
And can you tell us who those people are, or is it gonna be like a secret?
No, not really, it's not a secret. Jack Hell's parents.
Bruh.
My parents. I'm adding a French character. Still don't know
Who's that could be?
I'm thinking about 5 new characters. 2 characters, my parents.
Okay, that seems very interesting.
Parents, and then a first victim.
What?
Not the first victim anymore. He has to survive. To leave. Go.
Can you tell us where the new movies or like films are gonna be taking place?
I think the rest of them are just gonna be in the house, you know?
The rest of them are gonna be in the house, bro.
We'll see. I mean, I do have a very, very last one planned. It might not even happen, but if it does, it's gonna be set in the same campground as before.
Hold on, so what I'm talking about here is a theoretical Cabin reboot, where we wipe everything clean except for the first movie and continue off of that.
Okay, so I have another question. Why did you want to make the Cabin in the first place?
Okay, this is a stupid story. So I was going to camp with Toby and Malachi because, you know, they're back all summer. We wanted to have like a weekend where, you know, hang out with Toby and Malachi. That's why it only took 2 days to make the cabin. We did nothing except to make the cabin. For 2 days straight. So we had a lot of like, a very limited time. But still.
And
So the idea for the cabin was, because I was such a fan of horror movies, we didn't even have planned to make the cabin. I just took my my Jason mask, zombie hand, which never was in the movie, and we looked at it and we're like, you know what? Let's make something out of this.
yeah. So, do you have any did you have any other ideas on what to call it? I also have another question. The mysterious figures in the background who is basically eating all the food in the fridge, like, who are those characters supposed to be? Or are they just freaking Toby's parents?
Okay. So no one ever known. The cabin originally had a different ending planned. The ending
What was?
Originally, there was the guy in the bushes, okay? So we gave him the name Bush Peeper Pete.
Bush Peeper Pete!
So how it was supposed to end was Malachi kills Jack Hell, alright? He, walks into the, back into the cabin, says, cuts to, like, him at a table, and he says, Bush Peeper Pete, there's a murderer on the loose. And then Bush Peeper Pete responds by pulling out a knife and saying, you don't say. But then Daryl, Toby's dad, had the idea to, end it with him in the woods again.
So, do you think there's ever gonna be a return of Bush Peeper?
Probably not. I can see.
You should probably expand his storyline because Bush Peeper Pete. Can you explain some of the characters' like backstories so far that you've made, like Rose, Patrick, Benjamin,
My brother.
Benjamin?
Okay. Here are the storylines. Me, Ryan, and David all have our own storylines throughout most of the cabins. But so you said you wanted to know about Rose and Patrick. Okay,
Well, everyone.
yeah. So Rose and Patrick's storyline is both about the same. So how it goes is that like they're low on money. They need like money.
Poor as hell.
Yeah, basically.
Being
And
little Kennys.
None of them have jobs. You know.
Failures.
Backstory. I don't want to add a backstory because these characters are not as important.
High school dropouts.
Yeah, pretty much.
And what about Benjamin? Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin.
My brother.
So Benjamin Franklin, is Carter's brother.
My brother.
It's kind of like Carter's whole little storyline. Is that like,
Yes.
oh my brother died.
My brother.
And then Abby's storyline is basically like nothing. She just like exists, trying to kill the killer, or hunting down the killer. Hunting down the killer. Yeah. Me
Okay.
and David's storylines gets expanded upon in in Cabin Origins.
Okay, so you don't have to spoil it because that's like gonna be boring to watch if it's already spoiled. So, do we have any plans for the Feaster versus Jack Hell?
So what makes this question interesting is that this is way before we actually ended up making Jack Hell versus Feaster. So that is super cool.
We don't have any plans currently for sure, but like if it happens, it happens.
Yeah. Like if I ever go to you ever come nearby, we can make it or something. So I don't really have any questions, but do you have any questions for me? You know?
I do have a couple. Where's the feast going? Is there gonna be anything else planned? Is there anything else that might happen? Or it's just done? Done.
Well, I did leave off on a cliffhanger with, you know, the Feaster taking over, Andrew's body,
Not
so...
exactly a happy ending, but alright.
But yeah, I do plan on continuing it, but not as in the way as you think. The, Feast franchise is over, but, I'm gonna make something else.
Guys, Tyson's talking about Feast Bounty.
Overarching
It's gonna be like a different series, but like you're not gonna know it. Like Marcus is gonna be like the villain, I'm hoping, on the next one, like the killer in the next one. And then like the Feaster's, you know, basically like in his body. But I don't want to spoil too much.
Never mind. But what I believe he's talking about is what Feast Bounty ended up becoming. So it started as this series where Marcus was taken over by the Feaster, but it ended up gradually shifting into Feast Bounty. But that's just a theory. A game theory!
Cause you know, I'm a dragon. Do you have any more questions? Because you know,
yeah.
I'm filled with
Are you going to
answers.
ever add any practical effects?
I'm still learning iMovie, and I probably will.
Practical effects, not CGI. Like real effects, like ketchup for blood or something. Like
Oh yeah, definitely. The next Feast, I wouldn't call it like a full out. It was basically practice because
basically
It's
basically the red blade of your channel.
Give me the beer. Give me the red blade. What? Give me the red blade.
Yeah, it was it practiced we experimented with different things in each one.
Yeah.
Part
Part 3 experimented with cam flips.
I was gonna say part 2 experimented with editing. Part 3
Cam flips.
and then part 4, I don't know. I think it was just like a
was just
story and It was just to get rid of the series, to be honest. I didn't like Feast at all. It was a good, it would have been good if someone else created it, like if I didn't create it.
I made it.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So any more questions before I ask you my last question?
Is the Feaster going to have another redesign? Because he had the mask, no mask, Cuddle Bear. Mask.
No, I think I'm gonna stick with this design, like the glove. Funny story, we can't use the shovel because George, aka whatever the hell his name was, George wasn't there, and it's George's shovel, so we couldn't use the shovel in any of the movies since he wasn't there. So,
Wait, couldn't Tyson just use his own shovel?
that's why we added the shotgun instead, which I
Not
think was
ammo,
better.
not again.
Oh,
Back to
how
that,
useless.
finally. Oh,
Did
yeah,
you-
also,
did you
why
say
was
how-
the shotgun useless?
Frick, I'm out of ammo.
What?
Why was the shotgun useless in every movie? He's always frick out of ammo. Like,
Yeah, dude. Like ever since we created frick I'm out of ammo.
at this point, he should just be throwing the shotgun.
He actually, when you know that fight scene in Feast 3 where we were fighting and stuff, and how he died when he was standing.
Yeah.
He actually hit me with the shotgun at one point, and it hurt my hand so damn much. And he actually slipped on some ice when we were doing it, and we had to go inside for like an hour. And then yeah.
Oh my god. Filming.
But yeah, back to like the different design feast for the feaster. I don't have any more plans. I might redesign. I might put like more like red marker on the mask again because it's all worn out and stuff. But I actually like the new thing because for some reason when I went inside my garage one day, the mask was broken as hell, bro. It had these like all these bumps on it. And I'm like, what happened? But I don't know, to be honest. The feaster, he's probably not gonna have any more designs. Yeah, that pretty much answers the question.